Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lights Camera Conversation. I'm David.
I'm Sam.
And today we're going to discuss films coming out in the next few months, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah,
so kind of
excited.
From March to kind of June-ish. That's kind of when it's traditional blockbuster season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say?
More popular end of films and throughout the year, I think, other than January.
Yeah. So it's quite a biggie to kick us off with. It is the sequel. It is Dune 2 by Denis Villeneuve.
Buzzing.
Yes.
I don't know when this will go out, but I assume it'll already be out. But for us, it's like next week.
Yes,
So.
yeah. I've watched Dune Part 1 several times in the last few years. And when I went and saw it at the cinema, it completely blew me away and thought, this is amazing. And I couldn't believe that it ended where it did. I was like, what? You can't just end there. I was like, I could happily sit here for another 3 hours and watch the rest.
That's how I felt. Like, I knew it was going to be split up into two parts, and I read the book and everything, and I was like, oh, it ends here at this point? But I was like, that's interesting enough, because the second part will have so much, like, meaty stuff from the book. So, yeah, I'm very excited for it.
Because I've not read the book. My first knowing of Dune was the very old PC game where you had to collect loads of spice, and it was a real strategy game. One of my friends had it and always loved going to his house to play it. I think I eventually got it. And obviously there was the night, was it 84?
David Lynch one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not amazing by any stretch, but it's quite a campy. It is definitely an 80s film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a very, it's very dated now, but obviously they were restricted by the special visual effects of the time.
Yeah. Not David Lynch. I'm a big David Lynch fan, and it's definitely not a David Lynch film, put it that way. But it's quite fun if you turn your brain off, I think. It's got a bit of charm to it.
So how's it not a David Lynch film? Was it at the studio?
Yeah. Well, it was his first big studio. He did The Elephant Man, but that was a lot more lowbrow. I suppose this Dune, the Dune film that came out, I think he'd been offered, George Lucas offered to him to do Return of the Jedi, and he said no, and he got given Dune, but then he's come out and said, yeah, never work a big studio on a film like that again, because he just didn't get, I think he had a totally different idea of where he wanted to take it, and it just turns this really campy sci-fi film, which again still has its charm, but yeah, this one's a lot better. This one's 10 times better than any Villeneuve ones.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve, he's over the last 10 years, I think he's one of my favourite directors, because Prisoners, Arrival, Sicario,
Blade Runner
2049. Yes, so he's quite a run there of some epic sci-fi films.
He feels like a bit of a Christopher Nolan type. Like I'd compare him to Christopher Nolan quite a bit. They're very similar, I think.
I've been keep seeing on TikTok the last few days, him and Christopher Nolan bigging up IMAX.
Yeah, they love each other.
They're basically just giggling about it in a screening. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Austin Butler's in this one as well, who was Elvis, and I really like that film, and he looks good. It kind of looks interesting because in the trailer it looks like all the bits with the Harkonnens is all black and white, the villains of the film, and then it reverts back to...
Yeah, I try not to read or look much about that. And it could be something set in the past, or why is it, what was it, because of the light of that planet or whatever.
It's interesting, so I'm kind of casting my mind back to the book. I'm like, I don't know, and I'm trying to analyse it. I'm like, why would it be black and white? But I still haven't got anything, so I'm kind of interested to see why they've done that. It's an interesting choice.
Speaking of trailers, the first trailer for the first one, it showed a lot of clips from Paul's visions that made it look like there's going to be these really epic battles, but there's actually just a couple seconds here and there when he's in the sand. And I remember watching the first one going, where would he see some of these big battles? I know it's just a little...
I think this one should have more of those big battles in fairness.
It does look like that.
I'm buzzing. A lot of early reviews have said it's better than the first part, so yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic for it.
So I believe that's 1st of March that comes out.
That's right.
So another sequel, or is it the 3rd, 4th, 5th? Who knows? Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
Ooh.
I watched the trailer the other day. We had a chat about the poster that we saw earlier.
Yeah, they released a poster with all the old cast on, and Bill Murray just doesn't look like he wants to be there, even in a draw. It's a drawing kind of, isn't it? It's you don't want to be. It's a paycheck, isn't it?
Yeah, It's interesting why still. Obviously, money is a big thing, but there's people like Dan Aykroyd making him do it, and he feels like he has to do it.
Yeah,
down.
Feels like it.
Because in the previous one, what was it? Afterlife. Yeah, they were in it a little bit towards the end.
but they weren't. Yeah, and that felt like enough. It wasn't. I didn't mind that film. It wasn't as good as I thought it could have been, but I still enjoyed it. Whereas this one, did we really do a sequel? Like, I think it ended okay, that Afterlife one. It felt like a nice little wrap up to, I guess, the original Ghostbusters. It was kind of like, look, these new kids can come and take on the mantle. But I didn't think they were actually going to do that. I thought it was more like an ambiguous thing. But
so so essentially they're Force Awakening it by having the old original guys from the 80s with a new younger cast and kind of mashing them together. And
it's interesting you say that, because in Afterlife as well, they had Gozer and stuff, which is kind of what Force Awakens did with their plot. They did rehash the first.
That's it. Yeah,
the first one. Yeah, I'm not that. I'm probably not going to see this, at least until it maybe comes out on Netflix or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so this one is based on the trailer. Like, see, they're back in New York, back in the firehouse.
Yeah.
And there's something else happens in the sky, some sort of light, and there's some sort of icy ghosty queen or something comes down and freezes everything. So
yeah, I will not.
Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd. I liked him in the first one. Is it Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Yeah,
Stranger Things guy.
Yeah, there's a couple of good actors in it, but I'm just not that invested really. I forgot it was coming out until I saw a trailer. I was like, oh, they're doing a sequel to Afterlife. Well, where'd that come from?
Yes, I think it's the same guy. What's his name? Jason Reitman. Yeah,
it's his son, isn't it?
He directed the original. Did he do the first two? Didn't he? Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
that's right.
And everyone seems to discard the third one, the female one. Yeah. That doesn't exist. Wiped. All right, so doesn't sound like we're really recommending Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's more straight to video rather than straight to cinema. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, it's another one on our list here. Yet another sequel. It's Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire. Now, over Christmas, one of my sons, we watched all the ones leading up to this. And even though it is actually lots of CG monsters battling it out with very little human story, but it doesn't really matter. It was still quite fun. Like Godzilla versus Kong, essentially 3 big fights in 3 different places, and then the final one they team up.
I look at these films and I just think to myself, like, I mean, you've got a different opinion. I felt like the first Godzilla Kong was literally 80% of it was just humans talking. I don't care about these people. Like, I want to see
the Gareth Edwards.
The Gareth Edwards one is not too bad. It feels quite like there's a nice blend. It's kind of like, from their perspective, oh my god, there's this huge lizard thing, and it felt quite dark. And I like Gareth Edwards as well. I like his sense of scale and the way he films stuff. And I enjoyed the first Godzilla, but the rest of them is just too much human stuff. And I'm like, if I'm watching this to see Godzilla and Kong fight or whatever, I don't want to see humans that I don't care about talking about stuff I don't care. It's just very, I feel like that's my prediction for this new one. I think like it will be about 20% monsters, 8% humans, but
yeah, because I somehow missed it. If I really wanted to go to see Godzilla -1, they came out in like
they've got a lot
everyone raved about that. It's a Japanese one. It's been nominated for visual effects Oscar, so everyone hopes it's a very good story. But yeah, it would take a very brave studio to make a monster film without any humans, any speaking.
I think I have humans in them, but like I feel like they just divide too much time to them.
Yeah,
because the big stars, like I think the last one they're like Alexander Skarsgård and Millie Bobby Brown. And it's like they're big stars, so you're gonna get them in, but it's like I honestly don't think people care about the big stars at that point when you've got a giant lizard and monkey fighting.
Yeah, that's what the film's called, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah.
So based on looking at a trailer of this one, there's another type of ape from deep in the earth, that sub world, whatever it's called, can't remember. Whether it comes back to the surface, who knows? And obviously this time they've got to team up. There's a great shot in the trailer where Godzilla just starts running. I remember there's lots of memes of showing this Godzilla and King Kong running, and like a lot of comments like, "How's something so big gonna run like that?" Just look,
Shut up, just go.
Still speaking of animal themed ones, there's a film called Monkey Man. It's going to come out in April.
Yeah, you just
which we had a look at the trailer just now. What do you think of that? Explain what you think it is based on the trailer.
I heard about it and I hadn't checked out the trailer, even though I'm a big Dev Patel fan and he's in it and he's directing it, which is new to me. I said to you when I was watching it, this feels like a parody of Batman, but not a parody. Like, it feels quite serious, but it looks like they're doing, because he's essentially like, he's a vigilante, isn't he? This Dev Patel, I'm assuming it's set in India. And he's got like a little, like the elegant thing, like, it looked like they're trying to do a Batmobile thing, but it's just a tuk-tuk. Yeah. And I quite enjoyed that. That's why I was like, oh, this is like a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing at Batman, but it's Monkey Man. But it seems serious, but the action looked really good. You used to like John Wick, didn't you?
Yeah. So when I first saw that trailer a couple of weeks ago, I was like, this is just John Wick set in India, isn't it? Which is obviously looks really good.
Yeah.
So, Dev Patel, he's been in a lot of films for quite a long time. Going back from, wasn't he in Skins, original series?
Yeah.
Long time ago in Slumdog Millionaire and various things, in The Green Knight, which we've also talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he said it said directed by Dev Patel, like, where'd that come from? But, the style and how it's done looks very good, yeah?
Yeah. She showed me that. I'm interested.
I think something like the story was that it was going to go to Netflix or something for not much money, but then Jordan Peele somehow saw it, got hold of it and went, no, his production company, whatever's going to have it and get a theatrical release, yeah.
Good.
Because it looks like it deserves it based on that.
That just shows, doesn't it, that it's like, no, this isn't good. I'm not going to dump it on Netflix. It's easily watchable. Like, it shows that it's got something to it. So that's kind of what we just said that now. That's kind of, okay, this could be really good.
So that's definitely one I want to see as well. So far I've got 3 out of 4 that I think we'd like to go to cinema to see. Another one on the list that what people may not have heard of is Civil War. It's directed and written by Alex Garland, who he wrote The Beach. Was it 28 Days Later?
Yeah, he did Ex Machina and Annihilation and Men. Was it Men? Is that like Alex Garland? Yeah.
So this one is Civil War set in America.
I wasn't like blown away by it, but I'm intrigued because it's Alex Garland doing it. So I'm just thinking, it'll probably have something interesting, unique to it. As a lot of his stuff is. It's very bizarre, kind of odd. Like Men was the last thing I saw, which I wasn't as into, but this looks a bit more accessible, I think. So, yeah, I probably will see it. Don't know if I'll go to cinema, but I'll probably watch when it comes out at some point.
I think I need to watch more about it. Not sure, but yeah, it does look quite an interesting film. So in May, we have The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling, which looks a bit kind of interesting, fun action comedy. So it looks like the premise is that he is a Hollywood stuntman, but also he moonlights as a bounty hunter. So it looks very over the top, very colourful, very actiony, and looks quite fun.
I've not seen a trailer, honestly, but I have heard of it, and I like Ryan Gosling.
I think Ryan Gosling, he's kind of been in people's minds quite a lot, obviously since Barbie, yeah. I mean, it's still obviously Barbie's nominated for quite a few Oscars, and his song was it?
I'm Just Ken.
Yeah.
He's very much like, because he went doing quite like dramatic roles. He was a bit more. I don't think he was as out there. He wasn't as like. But then if he did like Nice Guys and stuff, he started to become a bit more like. His performances had a lot more personality to them. Not that his performances were bad for, I thought they were brilliant, but he's a lot more energetic. Like stuff he's in. Like what I have seen of this Fall Guy is it's a bit more like the Barbie, the Nice Guys type Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Because there's quite a few serious films, didn't he? Like was it Neon Demon? So you set in Drive,
Blade Runner, obviously.
Oh yes, Back to Denny.
Yeah, Place Beyond the Pines, which is a really good film. Quite sad, but
he's like a Notebook.
I always forget he's in that. It's a weird one. He's
a very young Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Oh, that's a mad one.
But yeah, The Fall Guy looks good, but to me it looks more of a straight to video. So if it comes on, Disney or Netflix or whatever, whichever the studio is, I can't remember. But it is directed by what's his name?
David Leitch.
Yeah, David Leitch. Yeah, the first John Wick. So
yeah,
he's obviously very good. He used to be a stuntman himself, so he's very good at it.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he started off as a stuntman. Yeah, and that's why everyone's John. This style from John Wick is very good for all the action and lots of long takes and so you can follow the action. So
I didn't know that.
We follow that. Oh, also in May it is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I believe is a prequel to the most recent trilogy, which I don't know.
No, it's a sequel, isn't it?
Is it a sequel?
It's a sequel.
Oh.
I'm a weirdly big Planet of the Apes fan, which is a random franchise to like, but I really enjoyed the original, and I really enjoyed the Andy Serkis trilogy.
Yes, very good.
And I heard Disney were making a new one. I was like, it's Disney. But I watched the trailer, and it looks quite... this is obviously set way after the end.
So it's because it's Andy Serkis' character Caesar.
Yeah, they mentioned Caesar in the trailer.
It's his son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Much older and like leading.
Yeah. And it looks like they have... I can't remember what the girl's name is. What's the girl's name? The girl in the trailer, because obviously they're hunting humans at this point, obviously aliens. Apes have obviously evolved past humans, and it looks like they're hunting humans, which was obviously a big thing in the original Planet of the Apes in the 60s. And the girl in it, I think, is the girl from the original one. I can't remember her name, but I remember looking at Wikipedia, I was like, oh, it's the same character. So I'm intrigued to see how that's going to... It looks like it's definitely a prequel to the... Well, I don't know if this is the start of a new trilogy, though.
Yes, I don't know if it's just one-off or... I guess there's a lot of things, depends on how much money first this one does make.
Yeah, because it is coming to cinemas. I thought it would be a Disney Plus release, but it is going to cinemas. So.
Well, the budgets for this type of film is quite big because there's a lot of CG, every single shot, every character.
I think Andy Serkis has got some, like... I think he has... Maybe he's a producer or something, potentially, but I think he's had some... help. He's assisted with it, so that gives me a bit of faith. So
yes, he is the kind of motion capture king, I would say. Yes. So that comes out in May. The final on our list here is a sequel to a fantastic film 2015. It's a Mad Max Furiosa. It is Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Again, directed by George Miller, who's directed all the Mad Max films from Mel Gibson one to the recent Tom Hardy one.
He's had a very weird directing career. Like, he did all the Mad Max films. He did, like, Happy Feet 1 and 2.
Yes.
Just such a random...
There was a big gap, wasn't there, between Happy Feet and then suddenly, I'll do another Mad Max.
Yeah, which is, like, one of the best... I'd probably say the best action film I've ever seen in my life. That Fury Road.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this one.
So this is a prequel. I've got this one correct, because it's a younger Furiosa who's in this one played, was it?
Anya Taylor-Joy?
So, yeah. But in the Mad Max Fury Road, it was it Charlize Theron? Yeah, so it's her character's a bit younger, and I can't remember what the bad guy's name is.
Martin Joe.
Yeah, he's played with Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth's like, is he Chris Hemsworth playing Martin Joe? No, he's like Chris Hemsworth's in here. I think you see them both in the same shot.
I think it's him before he gets all his injuries.
No, unless he's like a previous Martin Joe or something.
Yeah,
because you do see in the trailer like Chris Hemsworth's like he's looking at him because Martin Joe's in it as well. And I think they're looking at each other, unless it's like a previous version, like his father or something. I'm not too sure. But from what I gather, there might be different characters, unless it's to throw us off potentially. Yeah, I'd be right there. You might be on something. I didn't think about it. It could be.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
He looks really good in it, though. Have you seen his like? I think in the trailer there's a bit where it's right at the start. You see him for the first time because Hemsworth, and he picks up a microphone and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines." But it looks like I didn't realize that was Chris Hemsworth because he's got the weird prosthetic nose.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who's that?"
When it says Chris Hemsworth,
yeah. I was like, "Where is he?" Yeah. I was like, "Oh, he's there." I was like, that was him. Yeah.
But in general, it looks more of the same as some, great action, great locations, actors.
The music as well. Like the music's. I remember the music in the first one just being absolutely like phenomenal, and the music in this trailer for this was like stuck in my head for ages after I watched it. It was great.
So part of Furiosa's character is her. Was it called a war rig?
Yeah.
Giant HGV truck that they are driving around the desert of Australia. So there's could be a lot more crazy vehicle chases.
That's what you want.
Yes, one of the things that always stands out that I was still referred to, even when we shoot stuff, that George Miller did for the first film is like when you're framing and composing the shot to center frame it, like get the crosshair onto whatever it is. So when you're following the action, you're always basically looking at the middle of the frame.
Yeah.
No matter what is going on, so your eyes are not jumping left, right, or left, or where am I looking? It's just whatever's going on, your eyes just always in the middle, which makes it much easier to follow, whether it's a wide shot to close, or a close fight, or whatever, or someone's grabbing a weapon.
That should be the rule of thumb for every film.
Yeah,
but not a lot of action films do it.
You don't need to keep looking around the screen to follow it. It needs to be easy, and then it's an invisible thing. You don't really notice it.
I think that's probably what made it Mad Max so successful. Because a lot of action films nowadays, and I say a lot, there's most of them, it's just really quick cuts and like you can't see what's going on, and with that it's absolute chaos on the screen. But like you said, it's always centered. You can see everything.
Yeah. So if you jump back to talk about John Wick, so a lot of that is done with really long takes, rather than really quick cuts, because then you can follow what's going on a lot easier.
Yeah,
and you appreciate it a lot more.
Whereas you I think I watched the Russo brothers film, The Grey Man, Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
that was horrible to look at. It wasn't a very good film, but like action wise, it just was messy. I just couldn't tell what was going on in action scenes.
Yeah, that reminds me of another Netflix film, Michael Bay one, was it? Underground 6.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. That was just chaos, just the right mess. I do like Michael Bay, but that one in particular was probably his worst film, I'd say.
Yeah.
And again, it's just all just nice looking cars just crashing everywhere, and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
It's just a bigger
disorienting.
It's like quantity over quality with a lot of action films. It's just make everything crazy. Where George Miller does that, but it still feels quite subtle because it's in the middle of a desert and there's like that's all that's going on, and it's he does it like even the old Mad Max films. He did it particularly well on those as well. Like so,
I wonder if they are going to do a Fury Road sequel with Tom Hardy.
They've said that's like
they're obviously doing this. Chose to do this first for whatever reason.
Unless it's like a lead up and there's something we're going to find out in Furiosa that's going to lead into the second Mad. I remember reading that he wants to do another Mad Max with Tom Hardy, so I hope so because I like Tom Hardy's interpretation.
Yeah,
it was great. So
fantastic. Well, that kind of wraps up our little list there of the next few months of films to look forward to.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll get to go a few. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time.
See you in a bit. Bye.